Welcome to a new episode of In My Garage. I'm Mark, and today we're going to meet the owner of a little known French sports car that was Renault's answer to the mighty Caravelle. Robin, great to meet you.
And you, likewise.
Can you tell me what's in your garage?
Let's have a look.
Wow, beautiful colour.
Yeah, it's definitely my pick anyway.
Okay, Robin, can you tell me a bit more about the car?
Well, it's a Renault Caravelle, 1964, and it didn't look like this when I bought it. I was on a tour of France through the French museums, and we were walking up the Champs-Elysees, saw this, and a friend said, I know where there's one in Perth. Bingo. There we are. I bought it, and I really shouldn't have done. When I first bought it, it was 10 shades of white and a lot of rot underneath. It was held together with chicken wire and fiberglass, very carefully done by a South African gentleman, but it's turned out the way it has.
I mean, it's pretty obvious the amount of work that's gone into this. A lot of work.
And I've had help from others, you know, with getting rid of the corrosion in the front. A little genius came and worked his magic over that, and then I took it to my friends at the panel shop, and they and me rubbed it back to bare metal. The engine that came from South Africa didn't last long, is the polite way of putting it. A friend rebuilt it, and it's sweet as a nut now, absolutely beautiful.
So the Renault, these were introduced in 1958, was that right?
58, yeah. It was introduced as a Floride. Fundamentally, it was based on a Renault Dauphine suspension and engine, which was a lot smaller than now. Then they altered it somewhat because obviously they had some cooling issues. So the intakes have gone from the side, and we now have a rear radiator and a larger engine. This is quite sprightly for its age. It drives really well. On a nice day, we actually drove to the Swan Valley. I had a friend here the other day, and we drove out to the Swan Valley to a winery for lunch. And that was really pleasant. It really is good fun.
They did do a test in England when these came out, and Autocar, and I think they measured the 0 to 60 or 0 to 100 time as about 17.6 seconds, I think.
Yes, yeah, really fast, yeah. But you get to wave at people.
Yeah. Because the Queen had one, didn't she?
Yes, the Queen had one, and she had wire wheels, which was a rarity in those days.
Yeah, because all the pictures I've seen, they didn't have the knock-ons.
Yeah, so this came from South Africa with a set of knock-ons.
So she's got a name, hasn't she?
Brigitte, as in Brigitte Bardot. She was the advertising lady of the day, and so I had a little plaque made, and that's what she's called. So Brigitte it is.
So she's now 91, and apparently she still owns a Caravelle.
I do. I can't imagine her going out in it.
Yeah, and I don't know what condition it would be in as well.
Yes.
So Robin, how did you come up with the colour?
The Caravelles, they were very boring colours, and I just didn't want that. And the earlier cars had this really nice palette of beautiful colours, so that's why I chose this one.
Because you've gone two-tone on it as well, which I haven't seen any pictures of.
Yeah, no, that's my interpretation. There are a few in France, but the factory never made two-tone, so I just thought it suited with a sculpture at the side. It just suited the lines.
Was this available as a hard top or a
Yes,
coupe?
I do have a hard top to go on it, which is what the clamps are here.
Yep.
But I've never fitted it.
And it was a coupe as well, wasn't it?
A coupe, yes, the coupe. Well, that was some of the earlier, the Floride ones had the coupe version. So, yeah, there are a couple of different variants. Some came with a permanent hardtop, and some came with a removable hardtop, which I have at my friend's panel shop. They have it.
So when I came, I mentioned the Caravelle and how well that was doing in the States.
In the States. I think the Renault dealers in America were pushing Renault for a convertible or a soft top, something or other. Then a couple of French engineers went to the States and saw the Caravelle, and they thought, yeah, we've got to go home and do something. So that's where that concept came. There's a lot of political shenanigans went on about who designed it, when they designed it, and who got paid, who didn't get paid. So I don't think we'll ever know the true story. But when it came out, it was a smash hit.
It was released at the Geneva Motor Show, wasn't it?
Yes.
And there was
without Renault's permission.
Without Renault's permission, because Renault didn't pay them.
Yeah.
Or pay the designers.
But I mean, that's just a French way of doing things.
And because this was designed in the same Italian design house as the Caravelle.
Yes, yeah.
And they also, they also designed the Lincoln Futura, which was the Batmobile.
Batmobile car.
Batmobile, yeah. So Robin, shall we have a look around the car?
Yeah, we can start at the front, which is slightly different. Being a rear engine car, we don't have to have a radiator grille. With a lot of EVs now, we're looking the same at the front.
It's very EV looking.
Yeah, with that blocked off nose. And the Caravelle is very French flair with their design.
They
spread it out.
Right?
It's beautifully spaced, so yeah, and that's how it came out of the factory. And the bumpers are polished stainless, so I don't have to worry about the chrome going. And down at the front, you'll see that where the Renault registration is, that's where the spare wheel lives, in there. And the headlights are original headlights with a concave.
And that's, yeah, I did see that. It looks strange, isn't it, having a concave
It's
headlight.
just the French with their style.
They like to do things differently.
They do, they certainly do, yeah, and I've found that on the engineering side as well. But stylistically, it's definitely, it just looks nice to me. It just looks nice.
It's a beautiful looking car.
Yeah.
Okay, Robin, shall we have a look in the front?
Yeah, I've just got to go around and get in and pull the lever.
There's plenty of space.
There is, yeah. You can get some bags in there when you're on your tour of the south of France.
So you've got your toolkit?
There is a toolkit, yeah. It's an old doctor's bag full of tools.
And your French flag.
Yes, yeah, got those everywhere.
Okay, Robin, that's where the engine normally is.
Yeah.
Shall we see where it actually is?
Yes, it's in the rear, so we'll go to the back.
Can we talk a little bit about the back end styling?
Yes, obviously the fins were reminiscent of the American styling, which is what they were aiming at the American market, I think. On my version, this rear grille is actually just a facade. It's just a fake grille.
Nothing
it's just
behind
a
it.
stylistic, and it's just filling in the gap from the original model that had the radiator in a different position.
Right.
So the boot has these fins to let the air in, a bit like a VW.
Yeah, because it's very Carmen gear.
Carmen gearish,
Yeah.
yes, yeah. And of course the beautiful letters there from the
1100.
1100, yeah, very stylistic and very French at the time. So that's early styling.
I think the Americans wanted a smaller sports car, didn't
Yes,
they? They were moving away from some of the bigger
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Shall we have a look inside then, the
We
engine?
can have a look inside, yeah. There we are. Renault's finest bit of engineering. It was a proven engine from an R8 model, and this has a twin-choke Weber on it. The earlier ones had Solex carburetors, but to give this vast amount of power,
56 horsepower.
yes,
Yeah.
they went to the twin-choke Weber.
Yeah.
And so the radiator is at the back, and the air goes through the rear vents and through the radiator to keep it cool.
And a glass bottle for your expansion tank.
Yes, yeah, well, there were a couple of different versions. One of them was this little tank that was in that rear wing, which this actually came with, but it was rotten. So I reverted to the earlier version. I just like the aesthetics of it. I mean, this is not a true, museum piece. This is how I wanted my car. It's got all the hallmarks of different elements of the car from different versions, but it's just how I liked it.
Yeah, you've definitely put your own spin on it, and it's I think a lot of improvements, to be honest. Okay, Robin, shall we have a look at the interior?
Yes, we can have a look around there.
It's pretty clear your attention to detail is second to none, isn't it, really? You've gone all out. What's your standout to do?
I don't know, just managing to get some material that was nearly this colour. So I think the door cards actually were the hardest because the bright work was anodised aluminium that the big wood screws through it. So I made these, bent these and polished these. The seats took some effort. The seat belts were made in Welshpool. These were a clear, broken, grey, browny plastic, and I made these out of flat sheet because the factory ones are curved, so I just made replicas in white. The steering wheel I managed to get from over east. There is a company now in France making them, but 7 years ago you couldn't buy them anywhere, so that was fundamentally it.
The clock is great, isn't it, in the middle of the steering wheel?
Yeah.
So how long did it take you to get the material? You were saying earlier it took you quite a while, didn't it?
Yes, yeah, well, my friend who did the upholstery, both him and myself, took about 18 months to find a material that was close enough, because this blue is not a baby blue and it's not a turquoise, it's a thing on its own. So that was as close as we could get to the trim. So I just thought that, and the white piping, he came up with that. I just say go for it and just do what you've got to do.
It suits you very well. I mean, this is the 4-speed manual?
4-speed manual, yeah.
I think I was reading, these originally came out with a 3-speed, and then you could pay 200 francs and get the 4-speed.
4-speed, yeah. And they actually, and I was trying to find the photo. I've got a schematic of the parts, and they actually did an electronic version, which was a 4-speed with electronic actuators,
right,
which would have been world leading, absolutely world leading. But I've never heard of any. I've seen it in the parts catalogue, but I've never heard of any around.
And this is this is a seats in the back as well, and the flip.
There is a seat in the back, yeah, but I just keep the esky in there. That's a vintage esky as well. That was from my old mother, 1970s.
Yeah, Robin, the car is immaculate. It presents really well, and the interior really, brings it out as well. But just looking around your garage, you've got so many different mementos, haven't you, of your time, your love of cars and stuff.
Cars, yeah. That's a newspaper from 1952, my year of birth, from Le Mans. I used to go with a group of friends when we lived in the UK some 30 odd years ago. We used to go as lads, 4 in a Mini, to the camping and go to Le Mans. So I've probably been about 6 or 7 times. So yeah, that was always a special weekend.
Citroen as well, definitely a French theme.
Yes, definitely a French theme with a Michelin. Jay Leno has one in his garage. When you see him talking about his cars, it's generally in the background. So I've got one of those, and that's a proper enamel.
And a few number plates.
A few number plates that have meaning. That's a replica of the Mini that my father used to have when we lived in Libya. And that's the number plate off the front of my mother's Mercedes from Kuwait.
So they all mean something to you.
They've all got meaning, yeah. Even this door is a Renault door, look, for the Caravelle. So that's got meaning in case somebody plows into it. Rare spare parts, fuel cans.
And that's period piece fuel can, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Wow. Shell Motor Spirit. This is what actually came on my car here from South Africa.
Right,
and then when I cleaned it up, because it was so grubby, I found that it's a collector's steering wheel. So that's not going anywhere. Yeah, no, I try and keep everything tidy. It's a problem I have, but a good problem.
A good problem, yeah. Okay, Robin, I think the only thing left to do really is take it for a drive if it's okay.
Yeah, that'll be fine. It's a nice day. Let's go.
So it feels pretty plush really on the road.
Yeah, it's quite smooth once you've got the hang of it. It doesn't have those really peculiar French, like a 2CV. It doesn't have that sort of wallowing effect. So because it's got coil springs and standard shock absorbers, it's more or less like a fairly standard car. It's quite good on a drive. It does have a bit of shuttle escape, but I mean, even modern Porsches are only just getting rid of that, with a convertible.
There's a real pleasure in driving, and I think a lot of modern cars we've kind of lost that, but it's nice to get in something like this and you just really feel it. So what do you use this for? Do you take it to car shows? Or?
Take it to car shows and occasional club events, generally when it's nice weather.
When you're taking it out, do you get a lot of attention?
Yes, it gets quite a lot of attention. And most people fall in love with the colour. I get so many positive comments about the colour. Yeah. So that's nice.
From start to finish, how long did it take you to get to this stage?
Oh, realistically, probably 2.5, 3 years. Hunting down the parts was the biggest problem, because it came from South Africa with so much missing and so much damage. Although I've done it in my own way, I've still tried to keep the essence of the original. A lot of things are available left-hand drive that aren't available right-hand drive. So you're struggling a bit to get parts, and some people don't want to relinquish them from their collection.
And I suppose the biggest markets were for this car, left-hand drive, Europe and America.
Yes, yeah.
So you've been up to Kalamunda and around the hills and stuff?
Yes, yeah. Haven't been a long way, but yeah, no, that's a sufficient drive for me. When you're in your 70s, you need a toilet break anyway.
Yeah, and not just a car.
Yes, yeah. I do like driving this.
Oh, this is a nice day to go out in. And it's one of those cars, I think, when you get out of it, you have to look back.
Yes.
Robin, thanks so much for showing us this beautiful car and for the drive as well. Drive's really nice. Again, thanks a lot.
Thank you, and the pleasure's all mine, and I had a chance to drive my car on such a nice day.